episode of Koze Daily Brew. Today I wanted to talk about how to get out of a rut. This is one of the requests that was brought to me when I asked you guys on Instagram exactly what you wanted to hear or talk about in our morning little coffee talks, which, by the way, to grab my mug, take a nice little warm sip. But like I said, this is a requested video, and so I'm going to share with you guys just like 3 go-to tips that I would have when it comes to getting out of a rut. And my first one would definitely be to find new inspo. Now this is kind of a given, but I mean this in the sense of like, if you want to change the rut or the feeling that you're stuck in, you need to be around or introduced to basically new energy, to new vibrations, to new things that catch your brain's attention. A lot of the times I think that, at least for myself, we fall into ruts because we do the same thing over and over again, day after day, the same routines, the same this, the same that, all kind of going towards the same objective, and it starts to feel stale for us. Now, there's a video coming that's all about, like, there's a lot of videos in this series that's going to be about kind of like what that objective is, so I won't dive too much into that today, but I definitely think that the only thing that can really shake us up out of our ruts is to feel re-inspired. So first things first, I think getting around new things, new energies, new people, reading a new book, going on Pinterest, going outside and being in nature, like getting around new people, taking a new dance class, or going and seeing a movie. These are things that might sound like generic day-to-day things to do. These are things, though, that are going to pull you completely out of a rut, because that shift, it takes something as simple as, like, have you ever gone to the movies and seen a movie that just like sat with you in a way, and you literally leave the movie theater feeling like you just see the world in a different light? That is because you have introduced new energy into your psyche, and so you feel like it's new food for your brain to kind of munch on. And if your brain is used to eating spinach salad, it's gonna get bored and feel like it's in a rut and tired of eating spinach salad. So maybe give it a strawberry salad, maybe give it a fruit salad or a pasta salad, you know? Basically what I'm getting at here is introduce new food for your brain, introduce new inspirations, introduce new routines, new colors, new things, and just feel those vibrational shifts as they pull you up and out of your rut. My second tip would definitely be to reach out. This is one of the ones that I think is getting more and more less common, I guess, in today's world. I think that the more social, like, we become on our phones and through technology, the less social we become face to face. And I think that a lot of the times we feel like we're in a rut because we don't even realize that a lot of the interactions that we're actually having, which are a lot of interactions, aren't actual human interactions. And so the whole reach out, I don't mean call up a friend unless that's the only way of actually reaching out to somebody. It's still better than like texting, at least personal opinion. But I mean reach out in the sense of like go for coffee, or even like if it's like your mom or your parents or whoever, just like sit down with somebody, reach out to them and tell them that you feel like you're in a rut. You don't have to be ashamed of being in a rut, and you shouldn't feel embarrassed or feel like it's like it has to be this big, crazy, heavy thing. Everybody goes through ruts. In fact, I feel like every season there's always at least one little week of each season that feels like it's a little bit of a rut, you know? It feels just a little like it's dragging on, like it's a tweak week, if you will, rather than a peak week. And I think that having other people around you and being able to open up to those other people and face-to-face talk it out, even just hearing yourself explain what's going on can sometimes give you the answers. You just need a soundboard. You need someone that cares about you, someone that's willing to listen to you, and someone that's been there, because we have all been there. We've all been in ruts. And a lot of the times you might actually find that there's people around you that are in a rut too that aren't saying it because the reaching out thing isn't as common anymore. So get around somebody that cares about you, reach out, go sit face to face, go for a drink, go for a coffee, go for a dinner, or just like sit down with someone at your house or whatever, and just explain, like, I'm feeling a little stale lately, like I feel a little just bleh, and just see what comes from that conversation, because it'll either turn into gaining that inspiration to come out of your rut from whatever this person has to say, or it could be, and I think a lot of the times more than not, just hearing yourself say what's going on and having somebody to like take it as like a soundboard, you can come up with a lot of the answers you already have within yourself. You just need someone else to kind of pull them out of you. So my third and final tip when it comes to getting out of a rut is to see or like experience something new. Now this is different from getting new inspiration, because new inspiration is like you kind of like, you go on Pinterest or you go outside and you're just around like something fresh and new that then you can go back into your life. I think that experiencing or seeing or feeling something new, it's not as easy to always travel, but I feel like doing something of that sort, like actually hitting the pause button on your life in some way, one way or another, is, at least for me, again, one of the best ways for me to get out of a rut. Anytime that I feel like things are a little off or stale, even just going home to my hometown for the weekend and then coming back to Toronto, I feel like I see my whole life, or I see my whole apartment, I see my whole things, just all my things in a whole new perspective. And that is because I actually took the time to pause, exit, or like take myself out of the situation and then replant myself back in, and then it just feels new. It doesn't feel so heavy anymore. Traveling is definitely, I think for me, one of the best ways to get out of a rut. Every time I travel anywhere, I come back and I feel kind of like what we just said about the movies, where you go into a movie and you come out and you see the world in a new light. Every time I travel, I feel like I come back and I see the whole, just my whole life in a whole new light, because you grow. You grow as an individual when you actually put yourself outside of your comfort zone. So I guess more than not, my third tip is that, to step outside of your comfort zone, because your rut a lot of the times is your comfort zone just deeply cemented and ingrained into your day-to-day routine. So it's about shifting your routine. It's about getting out of it and hitting pause on like the things that you're doing every day so that you can get out and like see it in a whole new way. The whole gaining inspiration is something you can do in your day-to-day without having to leave, but if you can, hit the pause button, take a weekend getaway, or just get out of the situation you're in, get outside of your comfort zone, and then come back to your life, and trust me, you will have a whole freaking new perspective. So there you guys have it. Those are my 3 main go-to tips when it comes to getting out of a rut. If you guys are feeling like you're in a rut, feel free to type it out down below. I'm gonna take some time to answer the Koze Daily questions, or comments, sorry, today. So feel free to write if you are in a rut down below, and I'll try and answer as many of you guys as possible. And aside from that, I also have other videos on my main channel about getting out of a rut, so I'll link those down below too if you guys wanna stay in this topic. And yeah, then I guess all that's left to say is that I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning. Bye guys.